So our second top tip is actually the best posture is a varied posture. So you don't have to completely forget about everything that we went through in our first tip, but we're just going to add to it, okay? So with this one, especially if you are using a laptop, you might not be getting it in the exact position that would be best for you. So we're just gonna have to vary ourselves. If we can't change the desk setup, we're going to be changing ourselves. So the first thing we're going to cover is something called shoulder rolls. And this is just where you're rolling the shoulders. They need to be going backwards though, okay? So when you're going forwards, again, that's encouraging this forwards drawn position that we might find ourselves in. And that just puts a lot of strain on the shoulders and at the base of the neck, base of the skull, which is typically where people get their pain and tension, okay? So squeezing the shoulder blades together, not a huge amount. It's not like we're lifting weights. We just want 10 or 15 shoulder rolls. It's going to wake up the muscles at the back and it's going to give them a bit of a loosen up as well, okay? The other thing that we can be doing is something I call my Control-Alt-Delete position for your spine. And this is where, I'll talk through it a little bit slower, but in reality it just looks like this, okay? We want to be straightening up, squeezing the chin in just a little bit. We're going to spread the arms to the sides, squeezing those muscles at the back in between the shoulder blades. Give them a big squeeze and you're having a deep breath in and out. So from the front, it's just sitting up overly tall, a little squeeze of the chin. Careful you don't hit any of your colleagues or knock anything off. Squeezing just there. Now that should just take a couple of seconds. And what we're doing, if we're correcting ourselves almost overly straight, squeezing these muscles here, when we do relax back down, we're more likely going to be in this position just here. After about 15, 20 minutes, again, we'll have just, maybe not this bad, but you get the idea. We're creeping forwards into that position, and then we do our either shoulder rolls or we do the breathing stretch there as well. And that just means if we're getting into the habit of doing that, say if you alternate and you did one every 15, 20 minutes, the maximum amount of time that any pressure is going to come on for is about 10, 15 minutes. Whereas if you're not doing anything and you're getting involved in a project, working from a desk, and you're not getting up, going for a walk, then you're going to be working there all morning, have a break, and then you come back there, you're there all afternoon. That's when the pressure is really going to build up into this position, just there as well. Obviously, there are a few more things that we can do. If you do have the benefit of standing up and working whilst you're standing, that's brilliant. And also just adding in some more frequent, shorter breaks during the day. Not a full break from work, but just get up and go for a walk for 20, 30 seconds. Volunteer to make everyone's tea. If you do just work in one office all the time and you're not having to go to different departments, have your phone on one side of the room, have your printer on another side of the room, and then you are getting up and moving around a little bit throughout the day rather than just having everything in this position just there, okay? So hopefully with those 3 tips there within our second top tip, that's going to help take a lot of the pressure off that can build up throughout the day as well.